Hello, welcome back to the Best Education Insight series, where you get the most beneficial information to make an informed decision if you want to study abroad. So we're still continuing our discussion with our focus on Canada. And from one Canadian university in the last episode to another Canadian university, I'd like to welcome Ontario Technology University, and welcome to Ghana, and welcome to Best Education Services Limited.
Thank you very, very, very much, Ismail. Thank you for this time that I'm getting to talk to you and your viewers about OntarioTech University in Oshawa, Canada. And my name is Naomi Kilonzo. I am based in Nairobi, Kenya. And I'm here in Ghana looking for students to come to OntarioTech from all over Ghana. So I look forward to our chat today.
Welcome back to Ghana once again. So Canada is a very popular destination in Ghana. A lot of Ghanaians want to go to Canada for various reasons. At Best Education Services, we believe that education is one of the best ways to migrate to any country. So we're going to be discussing why Canada is such an attractive destination. From your perspective and from the university's perspective, why is Canada such an attractive destination amongst either Ghanaians or even, I believe, in Kenyans go to Canada a lot for their education? Why?
Well, the one reason I would tell you, Ismail, is because a degree from Canada is very highly recognized throughout the entire world, okay? Not only is it prestigious to get a degree from Canada, but it's also quite affordable to study, to learn in Canada. Universities in Canada offer the student the opportunity also to work while earning their degree in form of internship and co-op work terms, okay? So these are just some of the reasons why students like to go to Canada. It's quite the destination now, especially within the last few years. We've seen a spike in application numbers, and I believe these are the reasons why that this is happening.
Wow, thank you. So that's a very interesting summary. We're looking at the affordability, opportunity for employment, and then the third one was
recognition of the degree, very highly abroad.
Which is very, very, very important, and that speaks to the quality of the education that you're going to get if you go to Canada. In my little research about Ontario Tech University, I noticed that you're located in Oshawa.
Correct.
Which is quite close to Toronto.
Yes.
So let's discuss about Oshawa. Why should people consider coming to Oshawa if they want to come to Canada, for their education?
Okay, thank you for that, Ismail. Well, Oshawa, I'll tell you, is about half an hour to 40 minutes away from the big city of Toronto. I'll tell you it's about 60 kilometers away from Toronto. So you have the proximity to the big city life, but still being in a medium-sized town where students can concentrate on their studies when they need to, and then go off to Toronto either for the weekend or when there's an event happening, or if they have relatives there, like many of our students do. And so you have the best of both worlds. However, Oshawa, and maybe we'll talk about this later if you wish, but the cost between Toronto and Oshawa, even though they're close together, is really, really, really stark in terms of it's a little cheaper to live in Oshawa compared to Toronto. Okay? Yeah. Because when you just leave Toronto, the prices of your goods and services comes considerably lower. Okay? So you have that advantage. So Oshawa also has the advantage of being close to the General Motors industry there, the automotive industry. In fact, Oshawa is known, or was known, as the Motor City of Canada.
Okay. The Motor City of Canada.
Yeah, the Motor City. It has had quite a few mottos in the past, like the mobility city of Canada and so on and so forth, only because of the automobile industry in Oshawa due to General Motors.
Wow.
And when we're talking about programs, I'll talk about our automotive engineering program, which really assists our students when they go in to learn, you know, that that particular program and how they're able to find work in that industry in Oshawa. So the local economy in Oshawa is really welcoming to our students. And so Oshawa is a fantastic town to stay in, to live in. So that's a little bit about Oshawa.
Yeah, you make me feel like booking the next flight there.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
We can go tomorrow. It's fine.
All right, so that's really good to hear, because obviously going to study abroad from Ghana or from Africa is a very expensive venture. So it's really good to know that you can be close to a bigger city, you know, have the advantage of, you know, all the fun that happens in the bigger city, but yet live in the smaller city close by at a lesser cost, you know, to be able to concentrate on your studies, make the grades, you know, and really have a very enjoyable life. So yeah, it's very good to hear that. We've talked about a little bit about employability. So apart from the automotive industry, which you have eloquently explained, what are the other sectors that you know, makes Oshawa such a great place to come to in terms of employability, you know?
Well, I'll tell you that the city of Oshawa is big on education. It's an education hub. It is an automotive hub, like I said, but it's also big on healthcare as well. Yes. Yeah. So students really find themselves fitting in almost any area of the economy once they graduate. In fact, when students graduate from OntarioTech University, they have an 88% chance of being employed.
88%?
Yes, 88% chance of being employed within the first 6 months of graduation.
Right.
Up from 85 the previous year.
Wow.
So we're going higher and higher.
Yeah.
Yes, so we're really proud of that. Yeah. And so we look forward to bringing more students in from Africa and giving them a chance at opportunity to work later on.
Wow, fantastic. Now let's narrow down to OntarioTech University. We've talked about Oshawa, we've talked about Canada. Let's come to the university itself, you know. And what is why should somebody look at Ontario Technology University when there's a University of Toronto just an hour and a half drive away? So why should I really look at Ontario Technology University?
Well, Ontario Tech University, I'll tell you, we're really faculty driven and faculty based. Our engineering faculty was ranked 3rd last year in the whole of Ontario. And our engineering faculty was ranked 9th last year in the whole of Canada. What does this tell you about Ontario Tech? It tells you that we're really focused on what we do as according to our faculties. Now, like I said, Ontario Tech is also focused on the international student, ingratiating themselves into the Canadian culture. We have all sorts of support systems for our international students, whether it's getting over culture shock, whether it's mental health preparedness, or whether it's overall wellness, and so on and so forth. And so Ontario Tech is really interested in the well-being of our students as they come into Ontario Tech. So this is something that students need to consider when they're looking for an institution to come to study at in Canada.
So what are some of the courses that are on offer at Ontario Tech University?
Ontario Tech offers more than 53 programs undergraduate level in 7 different faculties. We have computers and IT, education programs, engineering, which is kind of our sweet spot. We have social sciences and humanities, and so many others, As you'll see the banner behind me, we also have medicine and health, and as well as science programs. So All of our programs offer experiential learning attached to them. All right. For example, our engineering faculty, all our engineering programs come with a co-op option. Okay. Now, a co-op is where you sign up for 4-month work terms in 3 or 4 blocks. Okay. So you can either work for 4 months, 8 months, 12 months, or 16 months.
Okay.
And when you do this, you have the opportunity to work and earn money, but also earning credit towards your degree, which is fantastic for our students. It's a great way to get to learn about the industry you're going into, a great way to meet potential employers, but also earning money and earning credit for your degree. So a lot of our engineering students, for example, from Ghana and Nigeria and everywhere else in Africa, they love this option because it gives them so much more than just a regular degree.
Yeah.
So we have this at OntarioTech, and we have internships and work placements for all the other faculties as well. So students need to consider this as well when they're thinking about OntarioTech.
Yeah, this is brilliant because I always say that at the end of the day, at the end of your degree, you need to work.
Yeah.
You know, and that is the return. That's where the return of investment is going to come from. And jobs are not just shall I say, you can't just pick them up from the street. You need to prepare yourself, groom yourself, and acquire the experience that is needed, you know, to get into the industry that you want to. And it's so great to know that OntarioTech, right from day one, when you enter the university, gives you that opportunity to work whilst you're studying under the co-op, you know, opportunity, you know, for you to earn credits, earn experience, and get some money. You know, that's really good. You know, I want to come there.
Yeah.
You should give me admission.
Okay, well, apply. Apply.
All right. So I know when it comes to cost of studies, studying abroad is expensive in general, and certainly coming to OntarioTech University, there is going to be a cost to it in terms of the tuition fee. Could you let us know, or give us an understanding of what the tuition fee are like at OntarioTech University, and if there are any form of scholarship that students are eligible to apply, could you please give us that, share that with us? Yeah.
Okay, sure. Well, the tuition fee goes according to the program that one has applied to.
Okay.
Okay. For example, the engineering program is going to cost a different amount from, let's say, nursing or pre-med, for example.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So our tuition fee runs anywhere between 29,000 and 39,000 Canadian dollars a year for tuition, which is considerably a little bit more affordable than other locations such as schools in the UK or some schools in America or in Australia, so on and so forth. Okay. Now, the thing about it is we also have accommodation. We also have the opportunity of meal plans on campus and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Now, you asked me about scholarships. We do have a few scholarships available to our students, our international students. We have one called the Global Leadership Award. It is worth 72,000 Canadian dollars.
72,000 Canadian dollars.
Yes,
but
and it's broken up. No but.
Okay.
It is broken up in 4 years.
Yeah,
so it's going to be 18,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So we have that one available. One has to have attained 85%. Okay, average.
Okay.
Be a leader and show leadership skills, and also show some community impact that they have done. Okay. There are other scholarships worth 10,000 Canadian dollars one-off. We have the African Merit Award and as well as the International Merit Award. There are also in-course scholarships. In-course scholarships where a student who has been at OntarioTech for the first year, if they have maintained a certain GPA, let's say between 3.5 GPA and above, they get a certain amount of discount on their tuition the following year, and that is automatic. Between 1,500 to 4,000 Canadian dollars, and this amount can go higher depending on how many students there are, and the donors who are going to be giving these scholarships and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of ways that a student can really earn a little bit of money off their tuition.
Yeah, so that's really good to know, because sometimes sponsors or parents don't just look at the initial scholarship that student is likely to get, and they make a decision. But it's good to know that even whilst they are studying and they are maintaining, a high performance, they are so eligible, they would get some amount or some awards in terms of scholarship to so defray the cost of their study. So all this put together, I believe, makes it affordable at the end of the day. Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing this insight with us. All work and no play, they say, make Jack a dull boy. So let's talk about student life on campus, because it's not all about academics. Academics are important, but I believe that there's a lot that makes you a successful human being at the end of the day than just the classroom work. So in talking about student life, how is life on campus like? Where do students live? What are some of the activities that make you a global citizen on campus?
Well, at OntarioTech, you will have, as a student, the opportunity to engage in activities on campus as well as off campus. Let me talk about off campus for a bit. Off campus, because of the location of the university, we have like serene landscape all over. You have outdoor activities, whether it's hiking and biking and adventure type tourism. And our students, especially our international students, like to gather in groups and go out for picnics and go out for camping here and there, take hikes and so on and so forth, fishing and whatever, because Canada is beautiful. Okay, now on campus we have so many sports activities available, so many clubs and societies as well. We have martial arts, equestrian for those who love horses, there's golf, dancing, there's all sorts of sports, soccer, basketball, badminton, lacrosse, all these other type of sports available. Societies, including the African student societies, where all of our African students get together, they form the society, and they get together once or twice in a month, have parties, have food festivals between themselves, jollof rice flying all over the place.
Really?
And it just, yes, absolutely.
But you do know Ghana jollof is the best in the world?
This is a matter of controversy, and I think I need to keep quiet because I love my Nigerian students as well, but I'm not going to talk. They're both really, really good. All right. Okay, jollof and Nigeria, both excellent. Anyway, so there's also the film club for those who are interested in medicine. There's the pre-med club, and these clubs and societies keep students busy but also refreshed and relaxed. There's just too much to do on campus, so there's never a dull moment. Never. Okay, so the student can feel welcome, and all they have to do is sign up. And they're okay. There's a gym as well, swimming, everything. So they'll always have something to do on campus.
That's really nice to know. And what about those that want to work on a part-time basis? What are the type of work that are usually available in Oshawa that students get? And should they get them? What are the minimum wages like?
Okay. Well, a student can choose to work on campus or off campus. With their study permit, a student is allowed 20 hours a week to work. So once a student has their study permit, they're allowed 20 hours a week to work, and that is part-time. So a student can find a job off campus, which can be at a shop, at the mall, wherever. But on campus, we have over 1,000 jobs for students, and a student can work in the cafeteria, in the library. We also have a study peer program where a student can work as kind of like a tutor, really for lower class or lower year students. So if a student is in second year or third year, they can sign up to be a study peer tutor, and they can now tutor first years in certain subjects that a first year might find difficult. And these are paid opportunities. So there's an array of employment opportunities on campus for students. The minimum wage in Canada is $15.50 an hour,
Okay.
but our students can earn from 16 to 20, maybe even 23 Canadian dollars an hour, just depending on the job. It's not
Yeah,
guaranteed, of course, you
yeah.
have to find it,
Exactly.
but it's there, the opportunities are there.
Yeah,
Some of our students have
yeah.
done that. So there's no shortage of jobs on campus for
Yeah.
our students.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Wow, that's nice to know. Okay, so we've touched a lot, and all this you said. How do we get to OntarioTech? So, what is the application process if we want to come to OntarioTech? But before that, let's talk about the entry requirements for some of the programs. You know, so in Ghana, students are likely going to come to you with a WASI results. Some would have the AS and the A levels. Others will have the IB diploma, that's the American system. So what are some of the average minimum entry requirements? I know this will differ from course to course and faculty to faculty, but if you can share some light with us in that respect.
Okay. Well, for IGCSE, a student has to have 5 O levels and 2 A levels.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
2 A levels, yeah.
Now, for WIAC, we expect a student to have achieved an average grade of C4 and above. Now, for each particular program, there are certain prerequisites.
Okay.
Now, for example, for engineering, a student has to have achieved or should have done English, math, physics, and chemistry, all above what is considered the Ontario equivalent of 70, which is a C4.
Yeah. A C4, okay.
In all of those, programs, and an average everything of C4. Okay. So I believe that's the same for WASI.
Yeah.
Correct. So depending on the prerequisites, for example, computer science, a student will need English and math above a C4, and then average of C4. For arts, like Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, someone will only need English.
Okay. Yeah. So math will not be a problem.
Yeah, no, math will not be a problem, or even political science or liberal arts, only English above a C4, that's fine, and then a general of C4. Okay, so it depends on the prerequisites needed. All right. Yes.
Thank you. And
You're
I can
most
see
welcome.
the flexibility in the entry requirements, because in Ghana, some especially in the WASI, some people, when they have a D7 in math, they feel that's the end of the road, for them. But when you come to OntarioTech, there are lots of opportunities, depending on the course that you want to study. The entry requirement is very achievable. C4, I know, is definitely an achievable grade amongst many institutions. Yeah. So how do we apply? What are the application processes? When should people, students start applying? I understand the next intake is fall 2023.
Yes.
So how soon should people start lodging their application, and what is required to put in an application?
Okay. Well, I would advise a student to start applying as soon as possible. And by that, I mean probably a year before they intend to actually start classes.
Okay.
So if a student is applying for September 23, I would recommend they start applying, or they apply in September 2022 or October 2022. The portal is open. It's best to apply as early as possible so that you get the conditional offer or your final offer as soon as possible, and then start the application process for the study permit. All right. Now, the students can apply directly through our website at OntarioTechU.ca. They can do that on their own. We have also an applications portal called the Ontario University's Application Center, also known as the OUAC, where students can go in and apply through that website. But they can also apply through one of our international representatives or our international consultant partners in Ghana or in any other country. Well, like in Ghana, for example, Best Education Services is one of them. And we've had a great relationship with you for quite a while now. I think that also the assistance that international partners like Best is invaluable to our students. So they can apply in those 3 different ways.
All right, thank you so much. And what would you say? Because at the time that they will be applying, since they have to apply this early, their final results would have not been out yet. So in that case, what do they do? Because let's say the A levels is usually written in May, June, and WASI around the same time. So what would happen in a case where the student's final results are not out yet?
Okay, what happens? That's a good question. Thank you for asking that, because students think that they're not able to apply unless they have the final transcript, correct? So what they will need to do is just put in the application, okay? Once you put in the application, because you haven't finished the final exam, you'll be asked to supply your transcripts from the past 3 years.
Okay.
Of high school. Okay.
Yeah.
All the transcripts from the past 3 years of high school, a student will be asked to submit. That way we can have some sort of a prediction of your final grade. And based on what we see from the past 3 years of your transcripts, we will be able to give you
an offer.
Yes, a conditional offer. And with that conditional offer, one is still able to apply for the study permit.
Okay.
One of the conditions of that conditional offer will be you must attain XYZ grades for you to get the final.
Exactly.
And so once you get the final, there's a document deadline. It's usually in August. You will be able to submit the final, and once the final offer has come in, then the final transcript has come in, you'll be able to get a final offer. But you can still get a conditional offer from the 3 years of high school transcripts. So that is not a problem at all.
Okay, thank you so much. It's good that you have clarified that. So any last words for our viewers? Because we're wrapping up this session, so I'd like you to wrap up anything you want to share with our viewers before we come to an end.
Sure. Well, first of all, I would like to remind our viewers that OntarioTech is located in one of the safest cities in Canada. In fact, it is rated as the safest city. Downtown Oshawa is the most desirable city because of its safety, okay? Now, I want you to remember the co-op opportunities that OntarioTech offers its students while they are learning. It is so important to get that quality work experience before you even graduate, because it gives you an edge in the market. Remember that OntarioTech is ranked very highly in some of our programs, and so you can be assured that the quality of education you'll be getting is top-notch. Okay, so we look forward to seeing you on campus soon, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, viewers. This has been the Best Education Insight series. As we promised, we bring you nothing but the best. Thank you.